what I'm about to say is all about making things as stress-free as possible for you, the host, the gym owner. You don't want to be living in a state of stress. So this is where I'm coming from when what I'm about to talk about.
Do you know who one of the worst people in the world is about waiting till last minute to sign up? It's me. I
was
am
gonna say,
one
is
of
it
the
me?
worst.
Is it me?
It's me.
And that's why I say it's humans. It's
Yeah.
humans. This is why we have to make it hard for them to do that.
Partnering up with those people that are on the fence about it, and then really honestly, once they do it the first time on a team, then they kind of realize, oh, this is easy. I was making this too big of a deal, and then they end up doing it on their own without a team. So it's a great way to make it less intimidating for the person to get on the start line.
If you don't have a coaching certification, put your coaching hat on. You don't have to have a coaching certification to be a coach. If you get somebody to that event that day, you put the best coaching hat on, and high five to you.
That's right. Ricardo's Rules of Resilience. Tune in, people. Every episode is impactful. You become more burly just by listening. Let's go.
Welcome, everybody, to Ricardo's Rules of Resilience, the podcast that gives you the tools you need to withstand and recover from difficulty. Tonight, we have an all-star lineup for you. We have brought in the heavy hitters today, and we are going to talk to you about how to create a smashingly successful DEKA event. Now, if you're not the type of person that holds DEKA events and you stumbled across this podcast, there are some principles that you might find universal to putting on an event at your church, your community organization, fundraiser you want to do, or a business grand opening. Instead of me trying to introduce this panel, I'm going to let each one of you guys tell who you are and a little bit about your experience and love for DEKA, starting with none other than Yancy Culp.
What's up, team? All you listeners and viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Yancy Culp, co-creator, senior director for Spartan DEKA. I have had the wonderful opportunity, the joy of what I call celebrating fitness for 30 plus years as a coach, fitness business owner, working with this amazing team for 6 years with DEKA. And before that, working with Joe DeSena, owner, founder, CEO of Spartan, with all things Spartan and Tough Mudder and everything we do there. But like I said, I'm blessed. I get to celebrate fitness with people. I get to work on a team that provides opportunities for others to start slowly realizing the power of celebrating fitness. That's a big tagline. That's a big motto of ours. You'll hear us say that a lot. So, when I look at it this way, in the fitness space, all my years in the fitness industry, I feel like really and truly I've never really worked a day in that business because it's the ultimate service industry. It serves me, but we get to serve people with fitness, and that's an absolute blessing in life.
Next up is a longtime team member of DEKA, someone I've known for years and has saved my bacon more than once. Tell us about yourself, Miss Robin.
Hi, everybody. My name is Robin Leggett. I am the marketing manager at Spartan DEKA. I have been with DEKA almost exactly 4 years. And fun fact, according to my Facebook, I believe today is my 8th Facebook friend anniversary with Yancy. It's like my 7th or 8th Facebook friend anniversary with Yancy. So I've known Yancy for a long, long time. I've probably known him much longer than we've been friends on Facebook. My background, so before I was the marketing manager, I was the DEKA affiliate relations manager. So I worked with the affiliate gyms for the first year of my time with DEKA every single day. That's how I met Ricardo, of course, as affiliate relations manager, giving presentations like the one we were doing today. In fact, I was originally part of the first time we gave this presentation that we're about to give today. My background before DEKA is in fitness. So fitness trainer, fitness coach, former gym owner myself. So I have held events. I know what it's like to put on events. I know what it's like to run a gym and try and recruit people to show up for your events and not wait to the last minute to sign up and all of that good stuff. I've experienced that all myself. So, and that's what's great about our DEKA team. is that most of us come from a fitness background in some way, shape, or form, and I am no exception. So I'm really excited to be here and to talk about this really important topic with y'all today.
And last up, we have longtime co-owner of a gym, someone who's recently got his degree in business and exercise science, and erstwhile co-host of this podcast. Tell us, Coach Alton, all about your love for DEKA.
Hello, everybody. So I did my first ever DEKA in 2020. At that time, I was helping my dad co-owning a DEKA affiliate gym. So I had experience on that side, coaching people, getting people to the start line, as well as competing individually for DEKA. And I remember the first time I went to a DEKA Fit event, just being blown away, working with the staff, how nice they were to all the volunteers, with how crazy it was. And ever since then, it's been a dream to work for DEKA, and I finally got to realize that dream last year as I joined the team as the Midwest Roadshow coordinator and also as the operations manager intern as well just recently. So very excited to be on and share my expertise.
All right. So everybody listening to this should know by now we have years and years of DEKA experience, years and years of gym owning and managing experience on this call. So we're not guessing, guys. We're here to help you. If you're a new DEKA affiliate or a new gym owner, just be assured we've been down this road many times, and what we're going to tell you tonight is absolute gold. These are lessons, some of them learned the hard way, some of them learned by success, but we have found some things that are really going to help you. So I'm glad you're listening. Keep listening, because our goal here tonight is to help you create a smashingly successful sold-out event. So we've got tips, we've got tricks that have been learned over these past few years. We're going to start out with the first one. Yeah, I want Robin to talk about this because you, like you said, you gave this presentation originally. You've seen it many, many times in your original role with DEKA. What do you got to do ahead of time? The event starts actually weeks ahead of the event being held. So tell us a little bit how you got to get ready for this.
Yeah, thank you. The first thing you need to think about when it comes to your event comes way before you launch your event. And what I'm about to talk about really comes from the experience that we saw. And this was years ago, but this continues of what affiliates were doing that was working and what affiliates were doing that was not working. And let's talk first about lead time. So when you are getting ready to host an event, you've got to think about how early you want to launch it. And that's a really, really important piece, because if you wait to, if you launch it too close to the event date, you're going to put yourself in a really stressful situation. You're going to have a hard time selling tickets, and you're going to have a hard time staffing your event, and everything is going to be stressful. And what I'm about to say is all about making things as stress-free as possible for you, the host, the gym owner. You don't want to be living in a state of stress. So this is where I'm coming from with what I'm about to talk about. So when it comes to launching your event, we highly recommend choosing a date with at least 8 weeks of lead time minimum before your actual event date. A minimum of 8 weeks. If you can do even more, that's better. But at the very least, 8 weeks seems to be a sweet spot. Like any time within that, and you might be in trouble. We used to in the
That's
early
for real
days.
trouble.
Yeah.
Like
Real
canceling
trouble.
your event trouble. We've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen
because
that.
yeah, canceling your event because nobody has signed up, or you get in trouble because you have nobody to work your event.
Yeah.
People make plans in their life. So give that nice cushion of lead time. What that does for you is it gives you first of all, it gives your members plenty of time to sign up, train, prepare, all of that stuff. But as a gym owner, as the person who's running your event, it gives you time to promote your event, plan your event, staff your event, get volunteers for your event, and even implement a training plan in your classes that's purposeful, helping people go from zero to event day. They need that time. It takes time to adapt. So giving that nice cushion of lead time serves everybody involved with your event. What we saw in the past when we, used to allow even less is we'd look at gyms that had barely anyone signed up, and we'd look at when they stood up their event, and more often than not it was like 4 weeks or less, or 6 weeks or less. So
And
that's why these rules exist.
exactly. And I tell you, when I get it, because you're sitting here thinking, oh, that's a month from now. 4 weeks, that's a month. That's a lot of time. And that is when you start, making your event fun, recruiting, that is just, it's like 5 minutes. I mean, it just goes so
Yeah,
fast.
hosting an event, there's a lot of moving parts, and you want to give yourself a nice cushion
Yeah.
to make sure that all those parts are in place. So that's the lead time. Now, a second piece of this is, how big do you want to make your event when you start? When I say how big do you want to make your event, how many hours, how many spots available? That's what I'm talking about. And a lot of event hosts, a lot of gym owners want to set their events up really huge to start. Like, we're going to blow this out. This is going
Yeah.
to be amazing. You have these lofty dreams, and that's great. You should have lofty dreams. That's the goal, right? You want to have these massive blowout events. But when you set up the event, the goal here is to get people to actually get off the fence and sign up early. If they see 1 million spots available for your event, they're going to realize, oh, I don't actually have to do anything right now.
Yes.
Human beings, and I say this as someone who's run events myself, and as a human beings love to wait to the last minute. They just do. It's
We love
not,
options.
we love options. We love to say,
Yeah.
what's happening? Like, maybe something
Yeah.
better is going to come up, and whatever. We just love waiting to the last minute. Don't give them a reason to do that. And that's
Yeah.
why creating scarcity is important. The best way to create scarcity is to set up what I call a conservative duration when you stand up your event. What I mean by that is, maybe make it 4 to 5 hours max. So you may be listening to this and say, but I want to bring in more people to my event. That's not enough people. That's fine. Set up 4 to 5 hours max at the outset. Make it tight. Make it seem like you don't have a lot of spots available. Make it appear like it's selling quickly, because if you have 4 to 5 hours, it will sell quickly. And when it does sell quickly, you have options. You can either, number one, keep your duration that tight, allow your event to sell out. And if it does, then you have marketing power for your next event. If you have to turn
Right.
people away from your event, that's incredibly powerful, because you can say, hey, our events sell out, but you know what? Be sure to get in early for the next one, because as you can see, our events sell out. So you can use that as a marketing tool for your next event, or you can come back to our team and ask to have more heat to your event. So if your
That's
event's
it.
getting close to selling out, within these 8 weeks, as these 8 weeks start to go by, and you watch the sales for your event and it starts selling out, and you realize, oh wow, we might actually sell out this event, you can reach out to the affiliate team and ask to add an hour at
Or a
the end of
line.
your day, or a line of equipment if you have the capacity to do so. So that gives you flexibility, and our team can turn that around very quickly. It's a much better look and feel and experience to have a small event when you stand it up, have it sell quickly, go to our team, ask them to add more heats, and then your event grows. And then you look like a really good person. You're like, I'm just in a great mood. I love you guys. I just added an hour to my event. Hurry up and
Yeah.
sign up, because those are going to go quickly. It's a
Those are
better
going to
look and
go.
feel and experience for everybody involved than to have a really big event, risk it not selling, or risk it selling a little bit in the morning and a little bit at the end, and you got a big gap in the middle. That's a hard event to staff. And then have to go to our team and say, I think we need to take some heats out.
Yeah.
That's not as good. So that's why we recommend keep it short and sweet. When you stand it up in the beginning, watch those sales, and then you can make decisions that, no matter which decision you make, it's going to feel good. And it's going to look good to everybody that's looking at your event, thinking about signing up.
Do you know who one of the worst people in the world is about waiting till last minute sign up? It's me.
Oh,
I
it's me. I
am
was going to say,
one
is it
of the
me?
worst.
Is it me?
It's me.
And that's why I
And-
say it's humans. It's
yeah.
humans. And that's why we have to, and this is all kind of a marketing thing. This is why we have to make it hard for them to do that. And that's where scarcity comes from. When you don't give them
Well,
a lot of spots to choose from, they
yeah.
can't wait that long. If they're considering, and they're probably watching and checking the sign up page regularly, and it's like, oh wow, that heat sold out. I was looking at that one. Oh, maybe I better do this. I better do this now. Like
That
that, we
very
need to
thing
do that.
happened to me. I was going to go down to a race a couple hours from me, great affiliate, and it would be a great time. It was going to be a good course, and I go to register for it, and it was one of those things where I kind of had to have a certain time because I had other things going on. And I looked, and the time I needed, there were like 6 or 8 spots, and the time after that, there was probably another 6 or 8 spots, and I said, "Oh, I'm golden, right? I'm
Hmm.
golden. I'm not going to lock in." And so that's why today, even I was advising an affiliate who's putting up her first event. She's got 2 lines of equipment. I said, "Look, we're just going to list one. We're just going to list one, and when we get 80% sold out, then we're going to add more." And then we add, like you said, then we add longer times because it is the worst thing in the world to be booming and lots of energy, and then it dies off, and your volunteers get bored and leave for smoothies and never come back, and then, and then you're
That was
trying to find
specific.
people for the.
That has happened before, it sounds like.
you know
Oh, I hate when they
so
leave for smoothies.
I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, that sounds like you just made that up and it didn't really happen in front of your
Well, you
face.
don't want that. You don't want
You
that
don't want it.
lull. And like you said, then what are you going to do? Are you going to cancel the heat that only has 2 people in it? But then you need to ask those 2 people to move around. Well, they were the ones good enough to sign up early, and you don't want to mess them around. So yeah, just start with limited space. That gives you the most flexibility to grow. You can add that other line. You can add later times, and you can even schedule a break in the middle. Like schedule a quick little half-hour heat that's empty, and so that your volunteers can go to your hospitality room or whatever. And then if it does fill up and you need to use that heat, just cancel that break. There's a spot right there for you.
Hmm. Love it.
There's another way that you can really grow your event, and that is to use the teams. Um, Alton, what have you seen about teams?
Teams are a really great tool, and I feel like they're underutilized by a lot of gym owners. And just speaking from an efficiency standpoint, it's really great because most teams are moving faster than individuals. So you're selling 2 tickets for 1 heat, so it's a pretty great from the gym owner side of things. And also, it's a really great tool, what I saw as a coach, to get people onto that start line. They're a little bit hesitant about it because you can split it up 99-1. Like, it doesn't have to be a perfect 50-50 split with the teams. So it's a great way for people that are, oh, I can't do the plyo box or certain movements because of different limitations that they have. One of the things I like to tell gym owners to partner up with your coaches, have coaches going around partnering up with those people that are on the fence about it. And then really, honestly, once they do it the first time on a team, then they kind of realize, oh, this is easy. I was making this too big of a deal, and then they end up doing it on their own. Without a team. So it's a great way to kind of lower that barrier of entry for the person and make it less intimidating for the person to get on the start line, because that's really what you want to do. So teams, I feel like, are a great tool for those first timers to get them on the start line.
And
Yeah, I will graciously semi-force gyms to bolt on. Let's go at least an hour of teams, and you're really missing out on a huge opportunity for multiple reasons that Ricardo missed out if you don't do it. What starts to happen from think about being a coach in class and you've got some extroverts that you just know they come to everything, and you whisper in there is like, hey Susie, I want you to try to help me build some teams. I want you to sign up with Jill, or Bob, you sign up with Jack, and you start. It's so much harder. An individual looking at that event saying, do I want to do that? That's easy to say no to yourself. But when Susie or Bill, who go to class with you, or your friends that have a gym membership and you don't, and they come to you and they put that beautiful pressure on you, it's hard to say no to that.
that's
And
right.
that's, you are giving the gift of fitness to somebody when you talk them into coming and joining you on the team. And now you got that person to maybe their first finish line ever, or maybe it's been a long, long time. So, and I always say this, everybody, even if you don't have a coaching certification, put your coaching hat on. You don't have to have a coaching certification to be a coach. If you get somebody to that event that day, you put the best coaching hat on, and high five to you. It really does lower that barrier of entry for people that are nervous. I've seen wonderful things happen with, I was in an event one time, and we had a disabled veteran, lost one of his legs, and he was teamed up with an autistic young man, and they conquered teams with zero modification, okay? And that would have been a big struggle. And they both told me I couldn't have done the individual by myself, but as the one gentleman was helping coach the autistic gentleman, and the other guy the autistic young man was doing certain zones that the other gentleman couldn't. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I've seen so many great things happen in the adaptive world, and just lowering the barrier of entry. I mean, if there is a zone that you can't do, like Alton said, I'll conquer that one, and then we'll divide and conquer the other 7, 8, 9 together. So there's just so many benefits. So I'm going to say it like this: you're a little bit crazy if you don't bolt on teams, my friend.
Un poco loco. Yancy's got that. You've got a beautiful example of what Yancy's saying there. Talk about your teams at the Midwest DEKA Fit with your grandpa.
That was a great time. My 81-year-old grandpa and I did the DEKA Fit in Fort Wayne this past summer together, and it was a great time. I actually have a video up on my Instagram, and it was just a really great time. Tons of people came up to me and said how inspirational it was to see him do that. And another thing to add on with it, Kevin Gregory, a great friend of the show, who's an affiliate up in Connecticut, a part of his gym culture is that people like to run their races with their teammates, and they'll do a couple races within a day, and they'll race with their teammates, they'll do their individual race, and they'll do like 2 or 3 different races in a single weekend, which just helps to increase the registration numbers for your gym once that becomes a part of the culture that you're creating with DEKA.
And if both of you have exactly hit it, that this helps grow your event for so many reasons. One, the energy's up. Another, hey, I'm there to race an individual, and it took me 15, 20, 25 minutes. But before I pack up and go home, let's have fun. Let's do another race. But also, I had a guy call me last year. We talked in about April of last year, and if I remember the numbers correctly, I think he had 8 people signed up. And I said, 8 people? How many staff do you have? And he said, 12. I said, well, I think we found the problem. Every one of your staff need to start by going out and finding somebody in the gym that's scared to death because they watched some video of some cyborg with an 8-pack floating over the box like they have wings on their feet, and they're not, I can't do that. Well, get their coach that you love and trust and respect to go out and invite them. And now all of a sudden, they're going to be, as Alton said, they're going to be ready, and it's going to start growing your event when you do that. 'Cause, your coaches should be able to do 3 or 4 or 5 team races in a day, really help as many people as you can.
I'm going to say it several times probably on this slide coming up, but I've already said it once, and I'm going to say it again here. Coaches, trainers, I want you to encourage your people to put their coaching hat on. Mm-hmm. Go out in town, and with teams, it just provides that beautiful opportunity. And if I'm on a team with somebody, let's all put the truth serum honesty on here. Honesty hat on. We've all kind of caved a little bit to those little demons inside. Say, hey, you need to slow down. You need to take it easy. We've all caved. It is so amazing. You want to find the next gear? Get on a team. If I'm with Ricardo, Alton, or Robin, I'm going to find another gear because I don't want to let my teammate down. It's a beautiful way to create friendships. Some of my greatest friendships on planet Earth are people that I've done fitness events with, races with, on teams. So just trust me on that one.
A lot of times we talk to gyms and we're saying, well, I put it out on Facebook, I put it on Instagram, we posted a flyer and nobody's signing up. Well, nobody seems interested. Well, we're not asking, right? Yancy, you've got a great way of saying this.
Yeah, and this comes from coaching fitness for 30 years. And I always say I'm going to kind of date myself here, but not exaggerating. I've probably coached 5,000 to 6,000 group exercise classes. When you coach Monday through Thursday for many, many years, multiple classes a day, it starts to add up, and you learn so much. And it hit me one day that as a coach, I said, I don't think I've ever had somebody just look at me and say, no, I'm not going to do it. So I always, when I'm coaching coaches, get really good at graciously telling your members exactly what they should do. I want you to sign up. We feel here at such and such gym that it's extremely important to test your fitness every now and then. It provides so much more purpose to that 3 to 4 months of training in between our events. We've partnered with Spartan DEKA because they're really good at providing opportunities to test their fitness. We bolted on every 3 to 4 months. We're training in between. Fist bump to you. I'm so freaking proud of you for coming to class today, deciding to be a little selfish with your time. By serving yourself today, you're becoming a better version of yourself, and the people in your life that are very important to you are going to benefit from that. And then you test your fitness, okay? And I remember when my coach told me, just give me 3 to 4 or 5 days a week. Just give me those days consistently, and I promise you it's going to pay off. So remember, you tested a couple months ago, and now the event, the DEKA Strong or the DEKA Mile, comes back again, and you retest. You're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes faster. It's this beautiful affirmation of like, God, and the hugs, the love, the high fives from your members and the coach that had that initial talk with you. So coaches and trainers, you need to have the conversations. It is ridiculously important to test your fitness every now and then. You want to lower the chance of somebody canceling a membership. You want to drive member retention through the freaking roof. You get people to finish lines. We've known this for a long time, but where DEKA changed the game is 99% of our finish lines take place inside your brick and mortar. The only way to go and do 75% of the products that we offer is they got to go to your gym. They don't happen anywhere else. That's a beautiful part about it. So you graciously tell everybody. First thing when they come into class, you need to physically touch every one of them. Fist bumps, loves, high fives. You're shouting them out. Susie, I saw you signed up. I'm so proud of you. If you come back later in the day, find a teammate. Every time you need to look at that list. You need to see that people are signed up. Fist bump and high five, and put some gracious pressure on everybody else in class that's not signed up. Gracious pressure. Gracious. I've always said, if you do it graciously, you can pretty much get away with anything you want to do. Be nice to people and tell them what they need to do. We're in the business of dealing with the world's most powerful drug, people. Everybody listen to this. Gym owners, coaches, and trainers. We've seen it change and even save lives, and that's why we love what we do so much. So get up on that box. As we're getting ready to train for Zone 3 today, get on top of that box and shout it from the rooftops. We're going to have a blast testing our fitness. We got a couple more weeks. I want all of you signed up. So it's important. Gym owners, you need to interview your coaches and trainers every now and then. You need to sit back and like a fly on the wall and listen to how are they talking about the event coming up in a couple months, a couple weeks? Are they talking about why we have the air bike here today? Are the box step overs, the dead ball shoulder overs, are the sleds, are the weighted burpees? That's in there for a purpose because we're all athletes. This is not about exercising and working out today. We don't do that. We train every day. At a minimum, we're training for the greatest sport, and that's the sport of life.
Yes.
So your coaches and trainers have to be speaking this language with conviction. I'll say one more thing. This is a very unique industry we're in. I kind of compare us to teachers and nurses, some of the greatest service-oriented people on planet Earth. It's the same for us coaches. Okay, we weren't needed 100 years ago as gym owners. There was no purpose for a gym 100 years ago. We provide a great service to our community. What you're providing is huge. It is a wonderful drug. It serves your community. So shout it from the rooftops. If you have trouble motivating somebody and really trying to inspire somebody in a group exercise class or a personal training session, you need to work on that. So, and some of us you don't have to be loud and crazy high energy. That's how I like to coach. But just love and serve your people and teach them, show them, graciously pull their butts to that start line. Hang that medal around their neck when they cross the finish line in your gym where you coach and train, or that gym that you own. And I promise you, they will never forget that moment. That's all I've got.
Preach.
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 Fires me up, man. It fires me up.
Man, Yancy had me fired up there at the end. That gracious close is a total game changer. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Next Monday, we're dropping part 2. We'll be diving into creative ways to engage your community, and Robin is sharing her philosophy on warm leads. It's a total mindset shift on how to value every person walking through your doors. If you're a gym owner ready to get your members excited and your community growing, I want to help you execute. If you are a DEKA affiliate, reach out to me about our 12-week challenge. It's the definitive roadmap for owners to create a smashingly successful event. If you are not an affiliate yet, I can still bring a DEKA event to your gym at no cost to show you the power of this brand firsthand. For either one, email me directly at alton.molinex@spartan.com. Let's get to work and get those leads in the door. See you next Monday. Be resilient.